Welcome once again, Mr. Osa's mathematics class. In our last class, we talked about ratio. Of course, the topic was ratio, rate, and proportion. We started with ratio. We said ratio simply means divide. For example, if we have 4:12, it means 4/12. Then in that case, you reduce to the lowest term. That would be 4 here 1, 4 here 3. That is 1/3, which is 1:3. Simple. What if you are giving ratio like this? 5:7. And you are asked to make this ratio in form of 1:n. How do you do this? Here is the question, but you are asked to make it like this. That means what you have here, this 1 corresponds to this 5, this 7 corresponds to this n. That means this 5 here must be reduced to 1. It must be reduced to 1. How do we do that now? That now we divide both sides by 5/5/5. Question: why 5? 5 because I want to reduce this 5 to this one here. In other words, if it has been n/1, that means I have divided both sides by 7. So that will give me 1 here. That will correspond to this. So since the question is concerned about this, that means we are more concerned by this 1, which corresponds to this 5. So divide both sides by 5 to reduce it to 1. So what do we have here? 5 here. So we have 5 divided by 5. That will give us 1:7 divided by 2. That will give us 1.4. It's that simple. So we can see now 1:n. That means n is what now? 1.4. Alright, let's go to today's work. Today we'll be talking about rates. Rates. Very simple. See, don't be scared. Understand the basis. What is the basis? Rate actually means anything that has ratio. What? If I have A over B, that means A per B. That is great for you. You must have heard of speed, which is speed equals to distance over time. It means the rate at which distance changes with time is called speed. That is just rate for you. Anything that has formula is rate, provided it has division. For instance, again, if I have A equals to B over C, that means B per C is the rate, which is A. It's all about formula. What do we need now to really get full understanding of rate? 1, understand the question. Very, very significant. 2, get the formula in the question using the rates. How? Example. Find in kilometer per hour the rate at which a car travels if it goes 38 whole number 1/2 kilometer in 35 minutes. What now? Remember, what you always look out for is the formula. The question says find in kilometer per hour. That is the rates. So we tell them rates equals to kilometer per hour. Find in kilometer per hour the rate at which a car travels. If it travels 38.5 kilometers in what? 35 minutes. Now, what now? The rate is kilometer per hour. That is what we are asked to find. That means we have to take note of the kilometer. Take note of the kilometer from the question and also the hour. Of course, we know kilometer means distance. The hour means what? Time. That means the question is related to speed. How? From the rates. Now, what is the distance from the question and what is the time? The distance, that is D, equals to 38.5 kilometers. Have you seen? So you can see now this kilometer is here. Then the next is the time. time, which is 35 minutes. C, kilometer per hour. And the question gave us kilometer and minute. If you look at the rate very well from the question, kilometer, that means divide the kilometer, which is the distance, by the time. But the condition is that while dividing, make sure the distance is in kilometer and the time is in hour. Unfortunately, the question is in what? Minute. That means we will have to convert this 35 minutes to what? Hour. Then from there, we divide it by with this one, so that it will correspond with this kilometer over hour. So let's convert this 35 minutes to hour. Remember, 60 minutes is equals to 1 hour. This is one of the easiest way to convert anything. 60 minutes equals to 1 hour. Now we are given 35 minutes equals to SR. We don't know it. So cross multiply, that would be 60S equals to 35. So my S is equals to 35 over 60. So it's going to be R now. I have converted my minutes to hour. That means 35 minutes is the same thing as 35 over 60. In short form, if you want to convert from minutes to hour, just divide by 60. I don't want to go straight, but I just wanted to explain to you in case you come across any other question like this, both physics, chemistry, further maths. These are just the way you do that. So from here now, that means this 35 minutes is equals to 35 over 60 hour. So from there, come back to my rate. Rate equals to kilometer over hour, right? From here. Now, what is the kilometer we have? We have 38 and a half. That will be 38 and a half. Don't forget in kilometer over what is the hour? We have 35 over 60 hour. So you can see now. Then next, convert this one to improper fraction. 38 times 2, that will give us 76. 76 plus 1, that will give us 77. Then over 2. So I still dealing with this now. Then over 35 over 60. So from here, convert this divide to ratio divide. That will be 77 over 2 divided by 35 over 60. The next thing, convert this one to times. This one becomes numerator, while this one becomes denominator. So we'll have 77 over 2 times 60 over 35. Don't waste your time. 2 here, 1, 2 here is 30. So from here, let's see. So we have 77 times 30 over 35. That will give me 66 kilometer per hour. Cheap. Appreciate the board. Thank you.